Hello, dear friends. The road to freedom is not sudden but gradual. It's not spectacular but discreet. It's not public but secret. But the path is made by walking step by step, verse by verse, as Antonio Machado said. Important steps have been taken, but many more must be taken to reach the goal. Opinion piece. Transition to greatness. Greatness is elevation of the spirit. Greatness is the desire to help. Evil is life without understanding. US to regulate cryptocurrencies. Would it be the end of cryptoassets? Biden prepares an executive order on the matter. Crypto money laundering increased by 30%. This is parallel to the central bank digital currency. 10,000 lights welcome the Year of the Tiger in Washington. Sanctions against Afghanistan lead to famine. Scientists succeed in generating electricity from the vacuum. Infinite knowledge of the universe in the Akashic records. Let's start. The world is ready for a transition to greatness. This phrase was a perfect electoral slogan used with different political intentions, but we already know that the bad ones steal phrases and symbols from the workers of the light, and therefore I keep the original and non-manipulated meaning. Greatness is the elevation of the spirit and moral excellence. If you do not fall, you will never know the greatness that is in your heart. It is now known that the uniformed ones forced behind closed doors all the leaders of the world to sign the Gisara Agreement. It is also now known that there would be a 120-day global transition to call a special election for an administration reduced to 10% of what it is today. Notoriety should be not confused with greatness. Many of those who hold the title today did not rise to fame or get their fortune on their own merits. On the other hand, I have known people of indisputable greatness who were little known. Greatness is a quality of the spirit. It has nothing to do with one's position one occupies among mortals. No one, least of all a mere human being, confers greatness on another, for greatness is an achievement, not a prize. Greatness crowns a janitor as easily as it does a person of outstanding social standing. Sign it, Sherman Feinsilver. Protests. Truckers' strikes around the world seem destined to leave empty shelves in grocery stores. From 50,000 to 150,000 Canadian and US truckers were traveling in a 93-mile-long convoy across Canada to meet with nearly 1.5 million supporters on Monday, January 31, 10:30 a.m. at the Parliament building in Ottawa. Thousands of citizens staged a noisy but peaceful protest in Canada's capital, Ottawa, on Saturday against Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's mandates in front of Parliament, in the street and on the snow-covered land. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his family were moved Saturday to an undisclosed location in the nation's capital due to security concerns. The truckers planned to stay until action was taken, a sitting that would likely cause disruption to the food supply chain. There were 20,000 Australian truckers, plus truckers from Italy, Brazil and other European nations joining the movements. Cryptocurrencies will be regulated. Crypto money laundering increased 30% in 2021. Cryptocurrency money laundering increased 30% last year compared to 2020, with at least 8.6 billion worth of digital tokens lost in various illicit schemes, according to a new report from cryptanalyst firm Chain Analysis. Money laundering is a process in which the origin of stolen funds is disguised by transferring them to a legitimate business. The Biden administration is on the verge of issuing an executive order that would regulate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies sometime in February 2022. This would be major crypto news and could have a significant effect on Bitcoin prices. Will Bitcoin regulation be the end of the cryptocurrencies? In preparation, several federal agencies are assessing the risks and opportunities posed by digital currencies, and senior administration officials have held a series of meetings on the matter. The developing executive order will address the economic, regulatory, and national security challenges posed by cryptocurrencies. It will also issue a call for various federal agencies to submit reports in the second half of 2022. News of the executive order came a day after the Federal Reserve Board released a discussion paper exploring the pros and cons of creating a central bank digital currency, which seeks public comment through May 20, 2022. The White House is reportedly looking to take the lead, taking a central role in setting policy on cryptocurrencies. Reset news. First, 10,000 LED lights welcome the Year of the Tiger on Washington. 100 lanterns shine in the Washington night to celebrate the Year of the Tiger, a powerful and unpredictable animal. Visitors can stroll among glittering creatures and flowers made by Chinese artisans. With 10,000 colored LED lights, the installation will be at the John F. Kennedy Center until February 6th. According to Charlie Ward, the White House would have been used for military tribunals. Third, experts say that the water supply is vulnerable to computer attacks. 4. Major email outage on Thursday, January 27th at the State Department. Many diplomats blocked their emails and received notifications of incorrect passwords. 5. In a now deleted phone call on CNN, Biden appeared to be trying to start a war without Ukraine's approval. Zelensky disagreed and told him to tone down the end of the world rhetoric. 6. Gas prices were supposed to finally fall this month, but they keep going up. 7th. Fierce winter storm. The northeastern U.S. was battered Saturday by a fierce winter storm that dumped more than 60 centimeters of snow in some areas, while bringing strong winds, high winds and high temperatures in some areas, while bringing storm winds, leading to thousands of flight cancellations and prompting governors in Rhode Island and other states to restrict road access. Earthquake in Switzerland. The epicenter is about 20 kilometers from Bad Sackingen, Germany, in the Black Forest area. 9. As of February 1st, Russia takes control of the United Nations. 10. Too late to contain inflation. The Federal Reserve's attempt to contain record inflation driven by its own money printing policy has come at least to 6 months too late, said Navigator's Director of Principal Investors, Kyle Shostak. 11. Coal prices rise. Global coal prices rose by more than a third in January, approaching record highs reached in October 2021 due to supply shortages and tensions between Russia and Ukraine. The Newcastle coal benchmark rose to $262 a ton. 12. Europe's gas stockpile falls below 40%. The level of gas stockpiles in subway storage facilities in the European Union has fallen below 40%. 13. Turkey has no gas supply problems. Turkey has no gas supply problems despite recent disruptions in gas imports from Iran and requesting Azerbaijan's help to address the problem. 14. Billionaire predicts China's rise. China is winning the economic competition against the US, according to Ray Dalio, founder of the world's largest hedge fund firm, Bridgewater Associates. 15. North Korea conducts 7th missile launch in busiest month. North Korea launched at least one suspected ballistic missile into the sea off its coast on Sunday, in what would be the country's 7th test this month. 16. Sanctions against Afghanistan lead to famine. According to UNICEF, 1 million of Afghan children are at the risk to acute malnutrition if immediate action is not taken to secure humanitarian aid. The United Nations estimates that 9 million Afghans are currently at risk of famine. 17. Crisis predicted by Martin Armstrong. A major crisis is brewing that appears to be reason for a projected panic cycle in 2022 and 2024 in politics, which has not happened since the Great Depression. 18. According to Benjamin Fulford, a worldwide arrest warrant has been issued for David Rockefeller Jr. The defeat of the highest levels is causing historic changes around the world. This would include the demise of the United Nations, the rebirth of human beings, and the beginning of a new era for planet Earth. Wealth control. Few control the world by Peter B. Mayer. Who really controls the world? Systems analysts say it is a unique effort to unravel control in the world economy. The Illuminati, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, the Bilderberg Group, the Committee of 300, or are these all red herrings to distract your prying eyes from the real world elite? The answer, like most subjects worth exploring, is not so simple. Have no doubt there are secret world powers whose sole purpose is to maintain and grow that power, but it really may not be as secret as you think. My opinion is that the world is controlled by God, although he seems to write straight with crooked lines, or at least incomprehensible to human logic. Every major geopolitical decision of the last 5 decades has been made through one of these 4 organizations: the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council of Foreign Relations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. Only 1,318 transnational corporations form the core of the economy. In quotes, facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored, said Aldous Huxley, and Henry Ford once quipped, "It is quite all right that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system, because if they did, I think there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning." Technology. Why the F-35 is such a badass aircraft? The F-35 can fly at speeds up to Mach 1.6 and can carry an internal payload of 4 weapons without compromising stealth. But it is not the F-35's firepower that really makes the difference. It is the computing power. That's why the F-35s are known as the quarterbacks in the sky, or a computer that flies. Mysterious swarm of drones stalked Navy destroyers for a week. Unidentified and named aerial vehicles were spotted stalking Navy vessels for several nights off the coast of Southern California in 2019. Reports indicated that the Navy had trouble identifying the aircraft or their operators, and the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Michael Gilday, later admitted the drones were never identified. Oman admits falsifying strength test results for steel used to make Navy submarines. A Washington metallurgist pleaded guilty to fraud after 30 years of falsifying strength test results for steel used to make Navy submarine hulls. Prosecutors said Elaine Marie Thomas, 67, who previously held the position of Director of Metallurgy at Tacoma Foundry, that supplied steel castings to Navy contractors, falsified test results for at least 240 steel productions from 1985 through 2017. But yes, is correct. Weapons. Robot dogs are being outfitted with assault rifles for military use. Ghost Robotics, a maker of four-legged robots for the Army, has partnered with Sweat International to build a mechanical dog that is capable of carrying a remote control rifle on its back. The robot dog, called the Special Purpose Unnamed Rifle, has a 6.5mm Creedmoor rifle attached to its back. China deploys killer robots armed with machine guns on its border with India. The border dispute between China and India over parts of the western Himalayan region turned deadly in May 2020 when troops from both countries engaged in brutal hand-to-hand combat using weapons such as spiked clubs. The scuffles left many casualties on both sides. China is believed to be hiding ballistic missiles in shipping containers aboard cargo ships, so Beijing can launch a surprise attack anywhere in the world. For military strategists wondering how the Chinese military could take immediate advantage over any opponent, a new report suggests a possible answer: ballistic missiles hidden aboard cargo ships. Disguised as normal shipping containers, they could be snaked aboard the ship to blend in seamlessly with the hundreds of people on containers on board. The US Sun reported, adding that it could be a perfect cover. Experts warn United Nations failure to ban slaughter bots could spell the end of humankind. Military strategy and artificial intelligence experts are sounding the alarm after a United Nations meeting failed to reach an agreement on banning the use of so-called slaughter bots, a recent meeting in Geneva. Slaughter bots is the name given to weapons that can select and apply force to targets without the need for human intervention. These weapons make their decisions using a series of algorithms in artificial intelligence software, capable of hunting and attacking targets without any intervention for controllers. And their technology is growing so fast that many fear that societies and governments have not taken the time to fully consider the dangers. Unusual news, or bizarre news. University finds 1984 novel offensive and disturbing. Students are warned of the explicit material that awaits them in a novel that ironically describes the danger of censorship. The University of Northampton has issued a stark warning about potentially offensive and disturbing material contained in George Orwell's famous dystopia 1984. A young British man earns $200 a day doing nothing. According to the boy commented, he charges about $27 an hour for doing the easiest job in the world, which requires no skill other than patience. Freddie Beckett has made the job of waiting in a line for rich people. Infinite knowledge of the universe in the Akashic records. Cliff High said that his webbot data showed sometime in the future that people experimenting with quantum computer technology would stumble upon a library of the universe once they were able to decode the information they found in the quantum system that exists throughout the universe. Is there an information field embedded in the fabric of the universe that contains the memory of everything? And if so, how we access it? Are we all connected within a collective consciousness? I think so. Scientists succeed in generating electricity from vacuum by recreating the cosmic force of neutron stars. Could aid the development of future electronic equipment based on two-dimensional quantum materials. A group of researchers at the University of Manchester, UK, has succeeded in generating electricity from a vacuum by recreating the cosmic force of neutron stars in graphene. A vacuum is supposed to be a space without matter or particles. However, Nobel Prize winner Julian Schwinger predicted 70 years ago that strong electricity or magnetic fields can break it apart and spontaneously create elementary particles. Also, this so-called Schwinger effect is an elusive process that normally occurs only in cosmic events. It requires cosmic force fields, such as those generated around magnetars, a rare type of neutron stars, or those created transiently during high-energy collisions of charged nuclei. Poet talk. If you want to find God, first find love. It is the river that flows from the foundation of fountains, from the source of fountains. If you have a few steps back, you can see where the good and the bad in humankind come from. They are two very different rivers, and there are many tributaries. At a certain point, you realize that evil is life operating without understanding. It is the place where appetites and desires dominate. It is the carnal realm. Beyond what we call good and evil, there is a place of infinite light, of many densities and colors. We are light at this very moment, in a particular density, in particular colors. We are the light of the frozen sun. We are the frozen light of the sun, Beta said. Thanks a lot, dear friends.